Yeah, hey, Justin, you're right. Mario's the coach.
Yeah, that one day he scored a goal at the end. Yeah.
Pereira, Fred.
Yeah, he don't miss.
Right. That's why he called me to the little session. He wasn't there.
Not too good.
I don't know how he's able to do this when he coaches high school.
For your phone?
Here, and it's just like
I don't know about this.
No, but he gets paid. Close.
He's one of the goalies for the Red team. The freshman that was the goalie for Dean. Oh no, he's not in, but he's right there with the orange shirt.
Kicking the ball.
Kicking the ball.
All right.
He's not He's the game last week on his graduation. He goes, I'm not going.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Johnston High School for tonight's exhibition matchup between the New England Revolution U23 and your Rhode Island Reds. Fans, before we introduce tonight's starting lineups, let's meet the officials. Tonight's head official is Omar Roa. He is assisted by Cameron Osterguy and Matthew Q. And now for your starting lineups. First for the visiting New England Reds. In goal for the Reds, Austin Aviza. On defense, German Fuentes. Defense, Nick Woodorf. Defense, Stephen Kilday. Defense, Aaron James. Mid, Danny Rivera. Mid, Joe Britty. Mid, Gio Alves. Striker, Justin Brites. Striker, Chris Harling. Striker, Chase Bergman. And the head coach is Patrick Okuma. And now, the starting lineup for your Rhode Island Reds. In goal, number 69, Tony Boleri. Defense, number 24, Brian Bustamante. Defense, number 16, Andrew Colombo. Defense, number 9, Kamunga Namuse. Defense, number 26, Eric Almonte. Defense, number 20, Manuel Loro. Mid, number 10, Nani. Mid, number 21, Barack Rubin. Mid, number 11, Starbo Zara Costas. Striker, number 29, Toby Howell. And your player of the week, striker, number 17, Fabrice Dogbe. Your Reds are coached by Mario Pereira. Fans, before we kick off the game, please rise, join our players, coaches, and officials for the presentation of our national anthem.
Well, good afternoon, Rhode Island-based soccer fans. Welcome to a scorcher here at Joseph M. Polsonet Stadium in Johnson, Rhode Island. Paul Miles, joined by the Batman to my Robin, Michael Simeone. Michael, we've got friendly soccer action here between your hometown Rhode Island Reds and the New England Revolution U23s. The official iPhone temperature at kickoff, 95 degrees. Heat index, 107. Partly cloudy. It's only going to get down to 71. Game's going to be over by sunset. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be like playing on the surface of the sun today.
It is. It's going to be a hot one out there. Probably going to be a couple of mandatory water breaks, 2 of them at least. The refs are going to put in. There's a lot of R words today. A lot of three-letter R words. Reds, revs, and refs. We're going to screw this up immensely, probably.
Hey, we are trained professionals, Michael.
Speak for yourselves.
So, speaking of trained professionals, we only have a starting lineup for our Reds. The Revs, we have names but no numbers to associate. So, we're just going to be calling numbers for those guys. Quickly, we'll give you the starting 11 for your Reds. They're going to be wearing the all-red kits, working left to right. The Revs under-23 squad, they're going to be wearing the familiar Revs blue jerseys with white shorts and blue socks, working in the first half right to left. For your Reds, starting in goal, Tony Balleri. Your defensive line is going to be Eric Amoateng, making, I believe, his first start of the season.
Yes.
Next name is going to be Brian Bustamante. Andrew Colombo. Kamunga Namas is going to be the left wing. Manny Lauro is going to play right in front. He's going to be the defensive midfielder. Your mids are going to be Nani, Murag Wervins, and Stavros Zarakostis. Your attackers, Toby Howell, going to be playing on the near side, and Fabrice Dogby playing on the far side. And we've got a kickoff, and we already have a stoppage in play. Now I was reading, and I didn't see what happened, Mike.
The ball slipped out of bounds.
Okay.
Just a narrow slide.
So that's going to be Kamunga working the ball up the far sideline, seeking Dogby. Can't make it happen. That's going to go out of bounds. Fabrice with 10 goals on the season, a couple of natural hat tricks and 2 goals. Had a 5-goal weekend for the Reds on the road. Named NPSL Player of the Week, which is fantastic news for him. The East Coast doesn't get a whole lot of love from the office, so it's fantastic to see one of our boys get Man of the Week honors out of the league.
No, it's absolutely excellent. I think it's one of the reasons why he's got the captain armband on tonight. Is just the way that he's been playing as of lately, especially in that Hartford game, being down 0-2 at the halftime in Hartford, and Fabrice coming back to help this team out to win that game 3-2 and get those goals to put us in contention. Now puts us in a good run for a playoff spot with 1 game left in the season. A must-win for us on July 7th against Elm City at home.
To close out the regular season as the ball played to... I need to get the numbers. I need to get numbers on our players because it's been a while since I've worked down here with you, Mike. That's Toby Howell on the attack. Playing a little 1v1. Excuse me, we're making some adjustments up here. Red still on the attack on the far sideline, seeking ball inside. Stavros can't make the volley happen, kicks it high and over the goal. But you mentioned the desperately needed victory against Hartford City. We're not quite in the driver's seat going into the playoffs, but we're sitting pretty good right now. We were going over a little bracketology before the game began, and we don't need as much help as some teams out there to qualify for the playoffs. And not just qualifying for the playoffs, but to qualify for the playoffs puts us in the Lamar J. Hunt U.S. Open Cup next season, which is fantastic for Rhode Island soccer.
It is. It really is. It would be very big for the Reds to make it into that Open Cup. If you aren't familiar with the Open Cup, it works as basically a very large open tournament where teams of any league that are in the U.S. soccer pyramid, even some amateur teams, can qualify and actually play against this. You have teams that come in from the NPSL, USL, USPDL, MLS teams come in towards the end of it. But it's been a great showing the past couple of years. You've had some lower league teams that have made it over into the round of 16 and the round of 8.
We saw just a couple of weeks ago the Louisville City squad defeated our local MLS squad, the Revolution, in Louisville. So the exposure that some of these lower tier leagues get, obviously U.S. Soccer doesn't have a tier 2 league right now, drops down to us at tier 3. Or excuse me, USL is tier 2, but no tier 3, then it drops to us in tier 4. For the USL teams and the MPSL teams and the PDL teams to even have an opportunity to play against MLS squads, I think is fantastic, not just for the development of play in the United States, but also for the development of the fan base in the lower leagues.
Correction on that, it's actually the US, what's it? It's the, I forget what it is. It's the USL is technically tier 2.
Right.
There is no tier 3.
Right. I corrected myself on the fly.
You
Listen, I was working
backwards, but
I was working short track racing 24 hours ago, so making a shift to soccer, it's going to take me a second to get here.
Really, all you're going to say is, they're making a left turn. They're making a left turn.
Listen, they were going 4 wide into turn 1 for the lead the other night. Fantastic action at Seacon Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
Throw into the Reds deep in Revolution territory. That's going to be called offsides after a nifty little flick over the head by Nani.
Reds are looking pretty good right now, holding their own against what should be a very good U23 team. I mean, if you're thinking about U23 and you're thinking about a professional club like the Revolution, I would think these kids would be very, very good at soccer and should be able to easily, hold their own and really show up this Red side. Not to speak against us, but
Revs making a run down the nearest sideline. I don't know how that could not be called offsides. Their number 7 flicks it into the box. Nobody home. Intercepted by
that's Eric
Moateng. Played down the far sideline by the Reds. Recovered by the Revolution. They're going to play back in their own half. Again, we don't have their roster, so we're working a little bit blind as far as the Revolution go. Attack on contact between their number 7 and Joshua Jess. Played into the box. Tony Baleri covering up to avoid any danger.
That's just not the field. Their number 7 threw a hard shoulder into Brian.
Excuse me, Brian. Yeah.
Brian Bustamante. Not sure how that one wasn't a foul.
Well, I'm not sure how their number 7 wasn't called for an offside, as he was looking backwards for the ball there a minute ago. Long ball played by Tony Baleri, intercepted by the Revs. Stavros has it in. Fabrice can't get a foot on it. Trips over one of their back liners, and it goes out of play. Throw into the Reds.
Impressive tackle there. Judgmental to see if you get the ball first. To go Fabrice first there on that one. But Reds throw in here.
I have a feeling this one's going to be a chippy one. Everybody's hot. Nobody likes the heat. I've started to sweat just walking down to the field level. So to run around on a pitch that has absolutely no relief from the sun, I can't imagine how easy it could be to get frustrated as one of these players on the pitch. 90 on the ball right now. He turns, playing a little 1v1, ball in. Stavros can't make anything happen in a long outlet pass. 1v1 here.
Not sure how that isn't a foul.
Their number 12 still on the ball. Open ball in the box. It's going to be played out by the Reds.
I absolutely ran over Andrew right there. I'm not sure how a foul wasn't called on that play. Tony Baleri coming up big with the stop there. Good on the Reds to clear the ball out of the 18-yard and not give up that first goal.
This will be Andrew Colombo on the ball right now for the Reds. Manny Lauro intercepted.
He's got to do better on that. He knows.
Their number 7 with a shot. Big kick saved by Tony Baleri. Not out of trouble yet. Cheeky little play by their number 12. Backed into their midfield by the Revs. Still on the ball on the far sideline. Their number 8 looking to switch to their number 3. Sitting pretty on the near sideline. He's going to settle it in and look to take a long shot out of play.
Man, he's going to get rid of that ball quicker. He knows that this team is going to press big time with their forwards. I mean, these kids are a step away from being in the major leagues. Their coaches are telling them exactly what to do. If you watch the MLS team, the MLS side of this revolution, play a high press all of the time. You have to understand that this team is going to do the same exact thing because they need to be ready if they're going to make it to that top team.
Well, while I was trying to do some research for this game today, I couldn't find the roster, but I could see that former players from this U23 team get called up to the Revolution's full squad on the regulars. So these kids really are one step away from playing soccer at the absolute highest level here in the United States. And this is going to be a fantastic challenge, especially if the Reds can even, I'm not going to say it would be cheating out a win, but if the Reds can get a good decision here today, that's going to be a fantastic confidence booster for this Rhode Island side going into the final week of the regular season and into the eventual NPSL playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the Reds have nothing to lose in this match. It's a bunch of college kids who...
Toby Howell! Beautiful pass, shot goal! Toby Howell with his first Reds goal!
It's not his first Red. Is it? That is Toby's first goal.
Former Marquette athlete, transferred to Brown. A former Man United select game player. Some kind of fancy thing that they do out.
You've got more information on him than I do.
I do my research, man.
Deep on Toby.
We're pulling the deep cuts on Toby Howell.
Wonderful, wonderful first goal from him. He's been a player who we've been expecting to get as many goals as Fabrice has in his games, and just hasn't kind of gotten those opportunities. For Brown, he's their leading scorer, so not surprised to see him put one into the back of the net.
And he was a playmaker at Marquette as well. He had points against sides like Villanova and Notre Dame, so he's played at the highest collegiate level. He's out here on the East Coast playing for Brown. Probably an academic transfer situation there for him. Ball deep in the Revs territory. Fabrice challenging, ball played back, and that's going to go across the end line. Looks like we're going to set up for a set piece for...
I'm a bit rusty and didn't even start the clock. Because we're almost 11 minutes in.
We're setting up for a set piece. Looks like Stavros Zaragoza is going to be taking a corner kick from the far sideline for the Reds. Stavros also with the tally on the season. Most of the goals have been scored by Fabrice, who has just been on fire in the last 2 weeks of the NPSL season, getting 10 points in 4 games.
Yes.
And that's straight goals. We're not tracking assists in this league.
He did have 2 assists over that time period as well. I believe both those assists came in that game against Nyack.
It's New York Athletic Club and not the city of Nyack, New York, I would guess.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm a little lazy. I went with the abbreviation there.
Fair enough. Manny Loro, that's
Brian
Bustamante with the throw, and Toby Howell looking forward, headed out of danger by the Revs. Little one-on-one juggling on the near sideline. That ball's going to go out of play.
Nice to see the Reds get up early in this match.
Oh, for sure. We're going to say it a couple of times as the Revs with a cheeky pass across midfield intercepted by the Reds and now played by the midfield. Murat with a 1v1 situation plays it back to Kamunga, who's going to settle it down and then play it up the far sideline. We're probably going to say throughout the match, but these Revs, U23s, these are basically the AAA Revs. These are the Pawtucket Red Sox of the Revolution soccer scheme.
Essentially, yes. Essentially in the Revolution's pyramid that has a U23 team, a U17 team, believe a U15 teams, and then they go down into they have a couple academy teams that are at the U12 level that are associated.
Ball played in. Tony Balleri comes way out of the box and ends the scoring opportunity for the Revs.
Got to be careful there. At my angle, it looked like he was actually outside of the box with the ball in his hands.
No, he was just inside. We're playing the yellow lines. For the viewers at home, we're playing the yellow lines on the field. We may refer to the white gridiron football lines just for reference, but
71 days, I believe, until the NFL is back. American football.
I'm just counting down to hockey season, friend.
Same here.
Toby Howe on the ball plays to Stavros. Stavros on the far sideline. 1v1. Brings it back to midfield. It's deflected by the Revs, and the Revs take over.
For the Bruins fans here, they made 7 moves today. I'm not going to go through all of them. You can check that article out, but they're getting busy.
Flyers already started to drop dead wood. We let one of our goalkeepers go to Carolina in free agency. Long ball played in. Tony Blair, you're going to take control of it and settle down. Look for an outlet pass now. So if you are keeping up with the Northeast Atlantic Conference, so far it has been New York Cosmos all day long. They've been undefeated, and they have secured a playoff berth and home field advantage. We're on. I'm getting an update. We're going to get a water break here in about 6 minutes. My Philadelphia accent sneaks through whenever I try to say water.
Well, I think they're all going to go to the Bubblers.
The Bubblers?
The Bubblers.
Okay. So we're going to get a water break here in about 6 minutes, and then in the second half at the 55-minute mark. So, the weather will play a factor into the game here. Revs on the ball right in midfield, played down to the number 7. He's going to look for an outlet pass. Backs it out to the midfielder. Back to the defense.
Back to the midfielder.
Back to the midfielder, and then on the seeking ball to the forward. I kind of feel like one of those kids that's just practicing doing play-by-play in his bedroom.
Some days I wonder.
Valeri challenges for the ball. He'll throw it out to Andrew Colombo on the near sideline. He'll look to turn it upfield. Long seeking ball for Fabrice. Fabrice challenged. Ball in the air. Fabrice wins it. Challenged again. Revs take over. Excellent 1v1 skills there by Fabrice, but not able to control. And the Revs take over, looking to settle it in and reorganize.
See Murat move upfield, kind of out of that defensive midfielder role right now. Playing a little bit higher than you'd expect.
That does still leave our 4 men on the back line. And what I've noticed over the last few weeks, our defensive line stands strong. That is a well-oiled machine. That's one single unit. They almost hive-mindish. They work together very well, even with the absence of Josh Jess, who at the start of the season was the anchor for the back line. Jess has been absent the last few games.
Also missing Reniel Isaac right now, who is normally a starter.
Former captain of the team. He's worn
generally he's the captain of the team when he's here. He's
not to say former that they stripped it off his chest, but he has worn the armband for us this year.
Other notable occasional starters, Keegan Nutt is not with us today as well. Some family emergencies. We hope everything is going well there. Always wishing Keegan the best. Absolutely love having him.
Great challenge from Stavros. Nani on the ball looking. 1v1. Great footwork from Nani. Shot just misses a crossbar.
Gonna have to talk to the president about Stavros' short choices here. Look a little different than what the rest of the team is wearing.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. If he plays today the way he's played all year, he can go out there wearing whatever he wants.
He definitely has a different brand on right now, guys.
Well, we do want to thank G Sport for providing most of our kits worn today.
About 95% of them.
G Sport has been a fantastic partner for us this season, providing both home and away kits as well as our warm-ups. You might be able to see the white jerseys with the red trim worn by the Red Seeking Refuge under our tent on the far sideline.
Everything is available for sale up on the website with personalization. So feel free to go to riredsfc.com and order yourself a kit and get it personalized.
You can get them in any color you want as long as you want red.
Well, you can get it in red. You can get the away kit, which comes in yellow, which is based off of our state flag and has the word Hope across the front. You can also order our away goalkeeper kit, which is purple, and all the proceeds of that will get donated to our kit sponsor, the March of Dimes, Rhode Island.
T-shirts and scarves are also available on the website.
Yes.
And what kind of soccer fan are you if you don't have a scarf in 95-degree heat? Murat Gervins turns and burns 1v1. He crosses. Bustamante on the ball, far off the back line. He sends one high into the area and goes out of play.
We're going to have guest play-by-play president of the Reds, Ruben Paz, as Paul Miles takes a quick step away as we come close to our first water break.
Just a little fun fact. The Simpsons got it wrong. The Simpsons got it wrong. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
They predicted the final of the World Cup was Portugal-Mexico this year. They predicted that a couple years ago. And they got it wrong because my country was eliminated.
It's Mexico, neither of those are still.
Mexico's still in.
Mexico's still in it?
Yeah. So that one country, they might get one right, but fortunately they got eliminated.
Number 8 for the Revs on the ball. Passing it out to the defender. Number 6.
Taking it.
Bring it up. Number 12 seems to be onside. Tony coming out. Getting the clear, but he takes out Andrew Colombo in the process. Andrew looks to be okay as he's slow to get up.
Any kind of knock is really gonna wear you out.
Both
These guys
are Tony now on the ground next to the goal.
You got to figure that's partly going to be hydration, partly due to the contact. Looks like Andrew might actually be stretching a leg out, so I think that's hydration more for him.
It was a pretty hard collision there. I wouldn't want to go into contact with Tony like that. We are going to pause the.
Not with anything short of a Buick.
True. And we're going to cut the mic as we go to our first water break, and
we'll be right back.
Sound to the field.
That's a water break. Supposed to say they'd have the same thing on Friday because it was still hot as hell.
I mean, if Tyler it's not that far. I only work 20 minutes from there. Yeah. I mean,
Tyler's still playing?
it depends if you're going to grad school, right? Yeah, at Rick. Depends how he does his work, like how he does the team. Yeah, it's in August. But I guess there's like close to out there, so we just
Mike's hot.
And we are all now fully hydrated. I chose to hydrate with a Monster orange flavored energy drink.
I've got a
Whiskey. No, that's Gatorade.
Gatorade Kiwi Strawberry. The whiskey's in the car for after the match. Wonderful Amaroot Fusion, an Indian whiskey.
Okay. Ball back in play. Reds controlling. Toby Howell on the ball. Intercepted by the Revs. Again, we don't have their roster.
Looks like we have a substitution. Looks like Austin Lind is now out there for Nani coming in. Austin Lind. Can't tell if the Revolution made any substitutions, but that time does not look like it.
She was still out there. Everybody's still out there.
So Revolution on the ball. Ball played to the nearest side. A little keep away now by the Revolution U23 squad. High ball into the box. Caught by Kumbunga Damas. Run off the ball now. Revolution control far sideline. Looking to switch. Midfield in control. Ball finds a new man, Austin Lynn, trying to defend against the 3 and the 10. Crossed again back to the far side. Cheeky little chip into play. I think that's offsides. Yeah, the flag is up.
Eric goes in into that tackle pretty hard, just to let the Revolution player know, hey, I know you're there. Kind of a little wake up call to him.
Number 28, Austin Lynn. He is in for 9-8. Time of the sub, 22nd minute.
And I am slow on the clock again. This water break is not good for me.
This is the first of 2 friendlies that the Reds are going to play this season. The second one hasn't been scheduled yet. It's going to be against Providence City, a little Rhode Island Derby action. We'll have the information on that coming up on our website, riredsfc.com. You can also follow us on any of your social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Friendster, MySpace.
There's Tyler. Who is coming out?
Andrew out, Tyler in. So I'm.
Looks like Andrew Colombo is coming off that previous probably injury from that collision with Tony Larry. Tyler Superint making his Reds debut. Tyler normally sometimes I don't want to say he finds himself on the practice squad, but he's been very good in practice. He's the youngest player on the team. It's a good match to get him out there for, get him some good experience.
It is going to be his first game action of the season. And listen, you can always tell your friends, I played against the Revolution, if nothing else.
True.
You don't have to say U23s. Kumbunga on the ball, plays it up into the midfield.
Your attention.
Tyler's a good player.
Number 18, Tyler.
He's a very technical player. The unfortunateness is that you see a lot in this league, and a lot of what some of these teams would play, they're very physical, and I hate to say this about him, but he's small.
Well, he's a young kid.
He's a young kid, and you're going to see that he unfortunately can get pushed off the ball.
Seeking ball played in. Kumbunga with a nice interception. Manny Loro turns it to the far sideline. Now Stavros on his. He looks to move into the Revs half of the field. Burns one man. Burns 2-man tripped. That has to be a call.
Foul going to the Revolution there.
I used to talk about it when I worked in MMA, when you have the young guys that are 19, 20 years old, the amateurs, you say that they haven't put on their man muscles yet, and they can get pushed around by older guys who have a little bit more experience if, put a couple more miles on their body. So Tyler
is the thing about Tyler is Tyler can develop much like a player like Stavros. Tyler will come into his speed, I think, a little bit more and really blow by those defenders who are looking to knock him off and push him off the ball. Manny's going to get that cross off. The freshly shaven Manny, Loro. Didn't recognize him the last match. Thought we signed somebody new.
Kumbunga on the ball now on the near sideline. Plays it down to Brian Bustamante. Little keep away now. Tyler with his first touch. Brian sends it into the midfield, intercepted by the Revs. And now the U23 squad on the attack, 7. 1v1 against Kumbunga. Kumbunga doing a great job watching the ball and not the feet. Played into the box, though. Turn. Great tackle out of danger by Eric Amoateng. First time we're calling his name this season.
Toby, slipping again. Turnbuster's getting him out there. He slipped trying to press back and get the ball. And then had an unfortunate slip there as Stavros was bringing the ball to the field to try to get to that pass.
Now, you got to wonder if he's just wearing the wrong cleats because we are playing on a turf field, and a lot of teams are playing on grass still. So, might just have brought out the wrong shoes for the day.
It's a possibility there.
Revs playing keep away. We're in the 29th minute. First half action. Rhode Island Reds wearing the all red kits versus the New England Revolution U23 squad wearing the blue and white. Revolution on the ball near sideline. They're number 7. Playing a little possession game. Seeking ball high of the box.
Austin Lynn finding himself in a position he normally doesn't play as a. It looks like he's a left back out there. I'm hearing that he actually played as center back in his first year in college. Normally for us, he plays as a midfielder or a striker.
Gotta do your research, Mike.
You know.
So the Revs with their first set piece, it's going to be a corner kick from the far sideline. They're stacked up on the far goal post. Tony Balleri trying to direct traffic, seeking ball into the center of the box, header on, just misses the goal.
Not sure if these Reds players were watching any of that Croatia-Denmark game, but good example in that Croatia game of why you defend set pieces. As Denmark went up, I believe in the second minute, putting their first set piece in for the first goal.
Who said soccer isn't exciting?
Croatia did come back in the 13th minute to tie it up, I believe, and then unfortunately I had to make my way here and did not catch the rest of it.
Unfortunately, this is where the real soccer's happening, sir.
True, fair.
Tony Balleri is going to restart action with a kick. Chips it a little bit. Toby Howe challenging right against the near sideline. Ball played in. Manny Loro header. Now Toby Howe back on it. Centering pass to Murat Guervins. Stavros plays it all the way back to the keeper. Tony Balleri is going to settle it in. Challenged by one Revs attacker. Tony not afraid. Passing to the far sideline. Reds still in the ball turnover just short of midfield.
Eric,
A lot of slips. Great move by Toby Howe. Excuse me, Mike, to step on you. Seeking ball in. Can't find anybody. Good idea by Toby. Just a little too far in front of Stavros, who's going to have the throw in on the far sideline.
Nice little deflection by the Revs there.
A defection.
A defection. Revs holding their back line pretty well. Just get a foot out to throw that ball out of bounds so that that cross can't make it over to Stavros.
Stavros with the throw into Fabrice. Fabrice hounded on the far sideline by Revs defender into the box. Low ball. Nobody home. Looked like Tyler Superint was the intended target for that one. He just couldn't get a foot to it.
Ball came in a little bit faster than it seemed. I think a Revs player might have got a deflection or two on that. Just a quick little tip to send that ball off target. Revs doing a good job of pressing the defense right now.
You know, during the water break, team vice president Ruben Paz was up here, and we were just kind of speculating that it is a friendly. We are playing against the Revs U23 team. I think the guys are just out there looking at it almost like a scrimmage and just having fun.
True. I mean, as much as you want to have fun with it, you have to look and say, this is an academy team. This is an academy team for a professional organization that should be playing at the top of their level. And you really want to go into this with saying, I have nothing to lose. I need to be going into this match and giving it my absolute all in showing up these kids who shouldn't be getting showed up. And the Reds are doing a great job of that right now. They get the lead. They've been holding the ball well. They hadn't been finding themselves in their half of the field for the most part. When the ball's on offense and the Revs defenders have it, they're running a great high press on them. Looks like we're going to take another quick break here as Eric is down in the field, possibly with an injury.
You know, I think the Reds have the absolute right mentality. They're taking the fight to the Revolution. Sometimes literally in the case of Tony Blair, who has not been afraid to come off of his line to challenge on balls all half long so far.
Yeah, it's been very impressive by the Red side. And Tony's never afraid to come out of it.
No, we've seen it. We've seen it all season long. Sometimes to the team's fault. You know, he gave up an early goal kick against the Cosmos, challenging a ball early. You know, questionable call on whether it was a goal kick or not. But at the end of the day, you know, a hard challenge by Tony resulted in a goal kick for the Cosmos, second or third minute of the game. So, you know, Tony sometimes can be too aggressive, but you know, I think this Reds team, especially with as strong as the defensive as strong as the defensive core has played, can absorb his aggression, and I think it works into the style of play that the Reds have taken all season long.
True. Looks like Eric is getting walked off, unfortunately. Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah, look, I saw him grabbing at the hamstring, so that might be a hydration issue. You know, these kids are young, and you know, they may not necessarily take as good care of themselves before the game as they should. You know, they might not take their stretching seriously. They might not take hydration seriously. But when the heat index is above 100 degrees, you really have to store as much water in the body as you can, because you're going to be sweating like a hot dog on a grill out there for 90 minutes.
Very true, very true. Maxwell Colombo, older brother of Andrew Colombo, who left earlier, and Gift Colombo, who's sitting on the bench, looking to make his debut for the Reds today, is coming in for Eric. Be interesting to see how the formation pans out here, as Maxwell is traditionally a forward for the Reds. Max getting a goal in that last match versus the TSF Academy to bring the Reds even, and then Nani actually getting that game-winning goal for us. Wonderful 3-point match there this Friday.
Wow, excellent challenge by Stavros. Played back to Murat. Murat centers to Toby Howell, who's playing well behind the center line. The midfield line, excuse me. Doesn't look like Tony got all of that. Played to the near sideline. Austin Lynn with a high ball to midfield. Intercepted by the Revs, and Revolution looking to attack.
This is Brian Bustamante with the ball. I don't think you've gotten his name correct yet today. Called him everything but that.
Well, at least I'm consistent. Tyler Superman on the ball, intercepted by the Revs. Dispossessed. Revs looking to settle down. Brings back to midfield. Their number 7 seems to be the quarterback of their attacking half. Seems like he's always on the play or seeking to be on the play. 1v2 on the far sideline. Deflected in front. Kamunga dispossessed quickly right outside the box. Revs challenging. Dispossessed by Kamunga Namas.
It's a dangerous play there for the Revs to go 2-on-1 there. You're leaving somebody wide open in the 18-yard box. Good on Cam to get that tackle in and get that ball out. They're still not out of danger here, as the ball has been fully cleared away.
Revs challenging, that's deflected out of bounds, is going to set up the second set piece for the Revs of the afternoon.
Hopefully the Reds will defend this one a little bit better than the last time. Very close call on that last corner kick, as the header just went a little bit outside.
Good call, Bob Euchre. We want to thank you for checking out Red Soccer here on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. High ball into the box, deflected. Excellent deflection by Fabrice Dogby. He is all over the pitch. He has absolutely come alive in the second half of this NPSL season, Mike.
He truly has. He truly has, and it's really what's been helping out this Reds team to put them in 5th place. I believe that's where we're currently sitting right now. Things are a little wonky. Everything is very, very close.
We're currently sitting in 4th place with 14 points, tied with. Wait a minute,
City.
I'm trying to figure out what these numbers. What?
So we are currently in 4th place with Elm City, who both of us have 14 points.
which puts us in the driver's seat because we'll play Elm City next week to close out our regular season, and a win over them will secure, I believe, a playoff berth for us.
Possibly.
Okay.
As it looks, Nyack and Lowell both have Lowell does have the possibility to upset that if they win against New York Athletic Club.
High ball into the box, skied out of bounds by the Revs. No danger on that third set piece.
To go back to that thought, yes, it looks like Lowell has the possibility to upset that fourth place position if they do get a win versus both New York Athletic Club and Boston City in the last two games. Now, with that being said, Hartford, if they do not win their last match, and Lowell winning one of those matches, and if the Reds do win that match against Elm City, we would clarify.
Michael, I need you to understand
it's pretty
that
much like calculus up here.
I'm a community college student up here. I'm 10 years out of college, and it was a 2-year. It was high school with ashtrays. Restart Toby Howell into just short of the box, headed out of danger by the Revs. Didn't even look like that hard of a challenge. That might just be the hydration issue again, biting Murad Guervins, who grabs. Oh no, yellow is assessed.
Murad's a tough kid. I can see him walking this one off pretty easily. At least I hope so. Going into this game, that's a must-win next week. Really don't want to start seeing the Reds get a lot of injuries. Gonna have to be careful. Or if there are injuries, hopefully it's just a minor bumper bruise or a hydration issue or something like that to where it's not going to be a long-term effect. As there's the possibility of a very long, match against Elm.
Toby Howell with the ball into the box. Maxwell Colombo tries to turn and burn, loses it out of bounds, though. Excuse me, Mike.
No worries. There's going to be a very hard-fought match versus Elm City. I mean, both those teams are fighting for a playoff spot.
Well, on the plus side, we've mentioned the absence of Keegan Nutt. Jonathan Locke I don't see here today. We are missing a couple of our regulars.
Who's been filling in as a left or right back where we need him. Rainiel Isaac, who is traditionally a center back for us.
Blanchett, a former member of this Revs U23 squad. I guess he wasn't. It's funny. It doesn't seem like this squad is very active playing matches. That might be a reason that Blanchett came to the Reds so he could get some more game action. But Stavros with a hard challenge, ball goes out of bounds. Stavros is he's a pinball out there on the field. He does not mind making contact. He's gotten a bunch of yellow cards this year, but he's not one to shy away from contact.
Stavros really kind of is that driving force of the offense. And luckily, it hasn't affected us too much. He did get 2 yellow cards in that Greater Lowell match, which did suspend him for that Boston.
Oh, hard challenge again over there by Stavros.
Which did suspend him for the Boston City match. And then he picked up his, I believe, 6th yellow card of the season, or 6 yellow in 6 matches versus Hartford, which did give him a suspension for that match versus New York Athletic Club. Now,
not being one who has been around the MPSL as long as you or Ruben have, if we see Stavros get into yellow card trouble here, will that affect his eligibility against Elm City next week?
It should not, because this is not an MPSL match. This is strictly just a friendly.
Okay.
So if he gets yellow cards, this isn't going to get reported to the league.
Okay.
It's the league. It's the MPSL league who holds that.
Seeking ball in. Tony Blairy well off his line. Takes it. No danger there. Again, this Reds backline, and it doesn't look like Tony's been getting 100% of the ball on his restarts. I'm not sure. We saw it looks like he's limping a little bit off that back line and may have affected his ability to send that ball back out into play.
Be interesting. Knowing that this is a friendly, I can only assume that Coach Mario might sub in Nathan Silvera at halftime to give Tony a break and give Nathan a little bit more playing time. Nathan, who actually started for us in that New York Athletic Club, did get the only clean sheet of the season.
Brian Bustamante with an excellent block of the shot in by the Revs. Got it right that time. Very proud of myself.
Only took you 43 minutes.
Hey, And I didn't sprain my wrist, pat myself on the back either. Just about 2 minutes plus extra time here left in the first half. Both teams, I'm sure, will be thrilled to find sanctuary of shade for the halftime break.
Be curious in a match like this if they're actually going to add too much extra time, seeing as it is just a friendly. Can't imagine they'd add a ton of it or any of it all, especially with it being close to 100 degrees out. I would think as soon as it goes to 45 minutes, I'd be blowing that whistle.
And the referees are salary, not by the hour. Seeking ball in, missed everybody. Tyler Super on the ball, plenty of room to make a play. Fabrice makes a run, cheeky little dodge in. Revs take over. No, not out of danger yet. Fabrice on the ball again. It's deflected wide. That's going to be... Oh, they're going to throw him for the Revs.
Nice set of moves there by Tyler to bring that ball in. And
great composure, too.
Try to force that ball over to Maxwell. Revolution's back line holding strong there. Not much was going to get by them, unfortunately, on that type of play.
You know, it would have been very easy to see that much room and kind of overcommit to a move or just kind of pressure yourself to make something sexy happen. Great composure there by the young number 18. Revs playing possession ball now, looking at the clock, 44.5 minutes gone. 30 seconds in stoppage time. Again, Mike, you're probably right. I wouldn't expect to see a whole lot of stoppage time, maybe a minute or two to compose for that water break.
I know there's been a decent amount of stoppage time throughout the actual first half here.
Toby Howell with a high ball in. Fabrice trying to secure it. Now he's 1v1. Turns around, faces his man. Tries to just run by him. He's dispossessed. Red still on the ball. Murat, nice little deke. Crosses.
Toby tries to take a first touch there and disguise it. I get what you're trying to do. You got plenty of time, man. Settle the ball down, and then put a good strike on it, or try to put it in the box. You got plenty of people open. I get we're in the 45th minute, but...
Referee blows the play dead, and here we are, end of the first half. Your hometown Rhode Island Reds 1 and the visiting New England Revolution U23 squad 0. Goal scored by Toby Howell in minute 9, and it has been all Reds all day long. It's been the first half of Reds versus Revolution. We'll be back for the second half.
That's the end of your first half, fans, with your score. Your Rhode Island Reds 1, the New England Revolution 0.
Not of course I don't like the horse. It's nice one.
Yeah, that's the first time the flies went there. Well, you've been going there. Big flip is boring. My friend's gonna swim in it, I can swim. They said I can't swim. No, I was learning. Nah, I went on the deep side by myself. I swear to God. Oh, I'm doing this. No, I swim. I swim to do anything that he tells me. The same way he went down, he came up.
You know, you can drop a rock and it never comes back up. We put you back up. He was like, mashed it. He was like the first time the sun dropped. He got on the 5 feet. It wasn't 7 because it was 6. Because Adriano was standing up. Yeah.
I was thinking of myself too.
That is not possible. Your head goes like this. It goes.
You trying to get coming up?
4, 6, 4, 6, 7.
Nah,
It's gonna breeze up there.
9.
You jumped in like this.
They don't spend 10 minutes on the back.
You never thought I'd make it.
I'm giving them 10 minutes. I'm giving them 10 minutes. It's going in, so I hope they don't score. Yeah, he's like talking to me. That's his goal.
That's the same. Yeah, I was about to say that.
You made that statement.
But in the same token, those guys are going to want to score.
But I want to play
That ball
Goonies.
went in.
Well, he's fun.
And then just come back and be all.
Well, you suck at it.
My hands were like,
Nah, you have to.
Sorry. He's going to come back all pissed off.
You're not scouting, you're not.
I don't know why. I was going to suck. We're playing tomorrow. Yeah, every time I go play it, yeah, she has work.
Nah, bro, I'm not.
Fred, you going to work today, right?
bro, come here, never give me money. You sold me clean for $50. Yeah?
I'll never buy nothing off my money.
I said come here and fees for free.
I'm still sitting by the pool.
That's said it's a nice shade.
Probably don't know how to take it.
How many team players out there? One, two, three, four. Dan,
Oh no,
and Gio.
Why did mine stop playing soccer?
No, they couldn't be in the playoffs. Yeah, but they went to the semifinals.
And welcome back to second half action. Rhode Island Reds 1, New England Revolution U23 0. We do have one substitution that we caught off the jump. Nathan Silveri in for the Reds as your goalkeeper. Tony Valeri pulled. Tony had a couple of hard challenges earlier in the game. But I would probably assume, Michael, that this was a scheduled substitution here in this friendly against the Revs U23 Academy squad. Seeking ball in by the Revs early. Kamunga with a great header to Nani, who's back on the pitch. Back to Nate Silveri.
Yeah, very much a scheduled substitution.
Nani with Kamunga with a difficult touch. Referee blows the whistle. Not sure what the call is there. That might have been the challenge. Nani versus the Revs number 10 there.
Yeah, Nani coming back in after being subbed out earlier in the match. As it is a friendly, you're going to see players are going to be getting subbed in and out, left and right. I don't think either team is really concerned about if a player's gone out already, bringing them back in, especially with the heat that's out there today.
Sure.
And some of the injuries we've seen already.
And again, to get you restarted, if you're just joining us, you probably just skipped ahead on the video. But again, Paul Miles joined by Michael Simeone. Rhode Island Reds wearing their all-red home kit, working right to left. Revolution U23 squad wearing the very familiar blue with white.
Revolution having a little discrepancy, trying to count off the yards for where the line should be versus the ref.
I see the ref with the yellow card in his hand. This might be a... Yep, there it is. Yellow card assessed to the Revolution number 4.
It's a proper yellow card.
Yeah,
he has no
absolutely.
business walking over trying to complain and count off yardage. That's for the ref to do. That's not his job to do at all. It's a friendly. Like, why are you getting a dumb yellow card like that? I don't...
Set piece challenge in. Murat with a great block. It's going to go out of bounds. Another throw into the Revs.
It's a wonderful play drawn up there by the coach, Mario. Something that they've somewhat been working in practice is either running towards the ball or running away from the ball to catch those attackers offside. You saw it there. As soon as the ball was kicked, everybody on that line moved forward and jumped up to get in front of that ball to block it from going in.
You know, we spoke about it in the first half. This is a friendly. We're late in the NPSL season. This is really, for my money, an opportunity for the Reds to gain some courage, gain some momentum going in to our final match against defending league champions Elm City Express, which will set our position for our potential playoff berth going into this year's postseason.
Yes, that is a must-win game for the Reds. If they win that, they've done everything they can to put themselves in a playoff position. And then it comes down to what happens around the league after that.
Nate Silveri with his first challenge. Ball in. Goal scored by the Revolution. Nate just caught in no man's land off that first shot in.
You know, it's not a bad play by Nate. Comes out to try to grab that ball. Probably a little miscommunication with the defense there to really cover his tracks. It's actually the first goal that Nate's let up in any competition for the Reds, fortunately.
Yeah, he had the clean sheet last weekend. Was that against New York Athletic Club?
That was against New York Athletic Club.
That's the unfortunate thing with my schedule. I don't travel with the team, so I miss these road games.
That is his first goal of the game.
Revolution on the ball, playing some keep away. Little 4-man game there on the far sideline.
Let's see how the Reds react to that goal. You gotta assume the Revolution's coach is saying to them, "Listen, guys, this is a 4th Division NPSL team. We can't be down 1-0. You guys are a step away from playing in the top league in America. You gotta show them up."
It would be great if we could have a roster so we could keep an eye on these kids as they get called up. You check out the New England Revolution website and see who gets called up. And they have called players from the U23 before.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. As a Revolution fan myself, I'd love to know who these kids are so I could follow them, see if they're going to get signed to the team, make it up. Some of them might even make it.
Great 2-man game, but they are 2-on-3. Hard challenge in by the Reds. Turnover, and they're looking to make something happen. Fabrice Dogbe, just one man to beat. Can't quite get the touch on. Max Colombo. Fabrice playing support.
Maxwell not getting to the ball quick enough to
7-17. So,
reserve my comments for another time.
I'm used to calling car racing, Mike.
I know.
Revolution with the throw in all the way back to midfield. Stavros on the near sideline challenging the 13.
Somebody's going to step up and defend. It's good all day long. Seven's running in for the Revolution. Nobody's covering him. Sloppy defense right there.
We talked about it earlier in the season. Josh Jess has been the anchor of this defense in the past 3 or 4 years. He's the longest tenured Red. He's the most capped Rhode Island Red, and his absence has left a power vacancy back there, a leadership vacancy on the back line. Derek Blanchett the last couple of weeks has stepped up and was a leader on the back line. We have seen Maxwell Colombo lead on the back line, Kamunga Namas lead off the back line, but today there's just been an absence of leadership. There has been one player that's really been back there directing traffic, playing the quarterback for the defensive core.
True, very true. And I get that it's a friendly, but somebody needs to step up. You don't know what type of position you're going to get put in games coming up where that could be the back line. Somebody gets injured, somebody gets a red card. You don't know how things are going to work out, but one of those guys could find themselves back in that position where they're going to need to be the quarterback. They're going to need to be that captain in the back line to hold everybody together. And there's no better time to seize that opportunity.
Long ball in.
Like
Kamunga Namas gets a foot on it. Nani trying to, excuse me.
The freshly shaven Manning. I know,
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
It's very confusing. And I think, it's very easy to turn this into a cool-looking scrimmage against the Revolution U23 squad, but this is a great rehearsal. This is a great opportunity to build into what is going to be a road through the New York Cosmos. The talent level between the Cosmos and this Revs U23 squad is very even. The Cosmos have a very talented team. They were a Tier 2 squad last season, dropped down here when their league lost their license with U.S. Soccer, intercepted by Brian Bustamante. Still on the ball, Nani trying to track down far sideline, turns and burns. Fabrice on the ball now. He's looking a little give and go, holds on. Ball in. Max Colombo can't handle it. Stavros in. Can't get a boot to a challenge by the Revs keeper, and he's quickly turning it back to the near sideline. Revs on the counterattack. Give and go is going to go out of play. Excuse me. Sorry to jump on you there, Michael, but
I'd almost argue with you that the New York Cosmos would be better than this Revs U23 team.
Well, this is going to be the only chance to see that kind of talent level until the playoffs. And, anybody who follows the NPSL, that the road to the championship is going to go through LIU Brooklyn against that New York Cosmos side.
Very true.
And we played very well against them. We won the second half when the Cosmos came down here to Johnston. I believe that we can put up a good result against that team if we're firing on all cylinders any given Sunday. Stavros can't quite hold his feet. Ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in.
I mean, Hartford last night played them very well. Only lost 2-1. I believe that match was actually tied 1-1 at the halftime versus the Cosmos. But I mean, so anything can happen.
And I think with the way Fabrice Dogbe really came alive after that New York Cosmos match, and the combination on the front line, Fabrice Dogbe, Toby Howe, I believe that could be the kryptonite to the New York Cosmos Superman.
It is. The one piece that's missing to the puzzle is Kojo, who has unfortunately been out on injury as he was injured in that New York Cosmos match. Just not.
Stavros, excellent challenge, takes over the ball, playing 1v1, goes down, grabbing his hamstring again. The hydration factor an issue. That was a hard challenge, probably made worse by dehydration that all these players are feeling in this 106 heat index day here at Joseph Paulson Stadium in Johnson, Rhode Island.
Stavros is a tough kid. He's going to walk this one off. Can imagine.
Toby Howe with a quick restart, warned by the referee.
No, looks like Stavros is just going down to tie up his boot, make it a little bit tighter. Doesn't seem like he's down for an injury.
Manny Laurel looking to restart for the Reds. 3 men just north of the box in front of the Revolution goalkeeper who's directing traffic. Laurel with the pitch in. Maxwell Colombo can't get ahead to it. It's headed out of bounds. That's going to lead to a corner kick for the Reds.
Getting an update that it seemed Rev supporters not too happy with that halftime score there.
Well, I would guess not. You know, these guys have all the support in the world with Major League Soccer. The Kraft Group invested heavily into soccer with the Revolution and their academy program. I would guess
air quotes on that heavily there, Paul.
Well, not this side. Oh, header in, Colombo can't quite make it happen. Revs keep it in. Turned aside by the Revolution. Great opportunities there. The Reds playing sexy soccer right in front of the Revolution goalkeeper. Played all the way back to Nate Silveri, and he's going to get the ball restarted. Kamunga Namas looking to turn it upfield. Nani on the ball. Cheeky little play to the far sideline. Goes out of bounds. Revolution on the throw-in.
Again, back to that point of the Rev supporters not being too happy about it. Obviously, they're not going to be happy about a team that's down 1-0 when they've been given every opportunity in the world to showcase the talent that they should have. That being said, if you try to find this U23 schedule, they don't really play anybody. We've seen them play.
I couldn't find a roster. Shot in, just misses.
You know, they haven't played anybody who truly challenges them. I would say that probably this Reds team is their biggest challenge that they've had so far. Not to diss on the teams that have played them. I know they played a couple of Bay State soccer leagues, but you know the Bay State is a beer league. They're a non-league soccer team. It's Sunday Liga. It's guys who are getting together on a Sunday who play soccer.
Nate Silveri with the long ball seeking Colombo. Can't happen there. Turnover to the Revs. Hard challenge by Stavros again. Stavros, he's an absolute machine out there. Not afraid to contact Colombo on the ball. Passing to number 2. Ball in. Dogbe gets a foot to it. Turnover to the Revs. Stavros keeps it in. Kicks it over the goal line though.
You know, as we were talking earlier, Reds are really coming back to the challenge here. They're not letting that goal get them down.
They're only using forward gears, and they're taking a fight right to the Revolution.
Exactly, and that's what you want to see out of this team.
Absolutely, you've got to build confidence going into the NPSL postseason.
Exactly, going into that last match, knowing that everything they got to give their all next Saturday versus Elm City to do everything they can to secure that playoff spot. It's great to see them come out here in a friendly like this and really try to show this U23 Revolution team up.
Maxwell Colombo on the ball, dispossessed by the Revolution. They try to turn it outfield. Murad gets a great touch on the ball.
Manny Laura with a hard tackle.
That's going to draw a yellow card for him.
Traditional of Manny. He's not gonna let you get by him easily.
The Reds do not shirk away from contact, and that is all over the field.
No.
Starting with Tony Boleri, Stavros is a pinball out there.
You know, that's one of the things that a lot of teams that have played have commented on, especially the New York Cosmos that we've talked about.
Looks like Fabrice Dogbe is going to take a rest. Gift Colombo making his first appearance for the Rhode Island Reds. The third Colombo brother
twin to Andrew Colombo, who normally plays in our defense, who you saw go out earlier after that collision with Tony Blair.
Number 20, Manny Loro. Time of the card, 59th minute.
Good to get Fabrice some rest, as we're going to need him very much here in that this upcoming match against Elm City.
Colombo to Colombo. Maxwell on the ball. He loses it out of bounds.
That was nodding to Colombo there.
I was looking at the orange boots. Again, car
Fair
racing.
enough.
I'm used to car racing. I'm used to car racing and MMA, sir.
Orange boots to orange boots.
Yeah. Revs turn the ball upfield, intercepted by Stavros. Stavros seeking ball into the box. Shot on. Gift with his first opportunity. Just slides wide of the goal.
Great to see Gift get an opportunity in this. We're still waiting for him to get cleared by the league. He was a late signing, kind of been a practice squad guy, and as the season goes on, you get injuries, you get people who get hurt. Kind of like how the Revs work. We do have a practice squad. We will next year actually have a U23 team going. U20 team. Getting a notice of low battery here, which seems very odd. Do we not have electricity?
Hey, there we go. And we're back.
We were never going anywhere. It was just a threat.
We're here to stay, sir.
It's a threat of going somewhere.
No, it is good to see players like Gift and Tyler Superin getting some playing time. Those guys have been dedicated players in practice, as you mentioned, and for them to be able to step on the pitch against the minor league local MLS squad, I'm sure they're excited to show that they're up to the challenge.
No, exactly, and it's great experience for them. And it's when you talk to Mario, if a player's going to make it on his 18, he's going to do everything he can to get them into a match. And sometimes you just don't know how the match is going to play out. Where there's times where it says, me taking this player off, putting this player on, it could affect the chemistry of the team, and it has nothing to do with that player. You're not in any sport, you're not going to break up the chemistry just to bring somebody new on. If the team's firing at all cylinders, you're not going to start replacing pieces to that finely tuned engine that's working out there just to try to give somebody playing time.
It's a delicate balancing act that Mario Pereira has to play. Here in the MPSL, it's a semi-pro league, at least on the East Coast. That can be argued when you get out to, get down to teams like Miami, get out west to Detroit and out on the West Coast. But here on the East Coast, this is a semi-pro league. These are college players who are spending their summer developing their skills, and it's a difficult balancing act for all the coaches in this conference, I would say, to get players playing time without sacrificing the team's ability to play at their optimum.
No, and one of the things that Coach Mario does very well is, and his philosophy is I'm always going to try to make the team better when I substitute on. I'm going to put a team out there that's going to be pretty good or very good, that's going to hold, might get a lead or so on. But if I'm making a substitution, I'm making
developing situation 1v1. Reds on the attack. See ball to Stavros. Stavros on a run. Oh, he puts it on the outside of the net.
Nice little play there by Gift Colombo to control that ball and get it over to Stavros for a chance on the goal.
Stavros does have one tally on the season. Revs play the ball in. Kamunga controls it. 2 goals, excuse me. Stavros with 2 tallies on the season. You've got Fabrice Dogbe, who has 10 goals seemingly in the last 14 minutes of the last 14 minutes. He's just been on fire the last couple of weeks for the Reds. And then there's a big drop off to Stavros with 2 goals. Hard challenge. It's going to have to be a yellow card assessed to the Revolution defender.
Actually, I believe that, yes, that is going to be assessed. Gift Colombo, again, younger brother of Maxwell Colombo. The Colombo's up top. A little brotherly love action going on up there.
Is that a reference to Philadelphia, where I'm from, sir?
Might be.
Okay. I appreciate that. So the Reds with a great opportunity right here to get back on top. You've got some powerhouse boots out there with Toby Howell. You've got Tyler Superint, who's young but can challenge.
I'm going to keep my mouth quiet because I know what play is potentially going to come up, and it should be impressive if they call this one here.
Is it the Philly special?
It might be something like that.
Dilly.
Not 100% sure. Looks like this play looks like they may be shying away from it, but
Stavros and I believe that's Toby Howell. Both with an opportunity to get the restart.
Yeah, looks like Stavros is calling the players in to call this free kick. Something that coach has been drawing up all weekend. We're going to see how it gets executed here.
Low ball in.
Stavros, unfortunately,
handled excellently by the Revs keeper.
Execute that well. The design of their play there is to kind of kick that ball at Maxwell's feet, and either he's going to step backwards or forward to try to draw that defender off. Ball essentially is to go to Toby there to cross it in for a cheap goal to Austin there. And we're gonna have our second water break of the match here. So
our second of two. So when we come back, we'll go straight through to the conclusion of this match. Rhode Island Reds won. The visiting New England Revolution U23 squad won in the 66th minute.
Official water break. Game will resume momentarily.
Right now? No, actually, it's not that. It's not, I mean, no, no, it's good. It's like on the water, yeah. Feels like 97.
Why don't you drive? Why don't you drive? Why don't you drive? You drove all the way from your house.
Tyler has to go. I'll be good. I'll be good for the 3 days that I'm there.
No. You gotta press that thing there, huh?
In the morning and then you left in the minute.
You was time when you were the driver.
He was that time when he was getting on the side. You should not know how to lie. Exactly. I catch him every time, man.
Referee blows whistle. We are back underway. 67th minute here in Johnson, Rhode Island. Maxwell Colombo on the ball. 1v3. Superman couldn't win that challenge. Referee blows whistle. Foul against the Revs. Reds will take over on a set piece. Once again, the score is 1-1. We were not supplied with a Revolution roster, so we're just calling out numbers. Murat Guervins for the Reds on the restart. He's got 2 men on the high side, 3 men on the high side. Stavros walking around trying to draw some players away. Shot in directly, headed away and out of trouble by the Revolution. Reds will be on the throw in. Austin Lynn looking for a target on the restart. Ball deep into the box. Challenge Tyler Superint with the challenge in. Ball's kicked away. Red still on the ball on the near sideline. Austin Lind looking for a target. Turns it in. Nobody home. Revolution clear, but it's not out of trouble yet. Brian Bustamante plays it back to Kamunga Namas on the far sideline. He goes 1v2. Still on the far sideline. Tyler Superint looking for a man. That's Gift Colombo. Gift can't quite track it down. Turnover. Entering the last 20 minutes of play here. Revolution taking their time, restarting. Quick restart by the Red Sox. Superman gets a boot to it, and it's going to be cleared out of play. Oh, no, it's not. Just skied high by the Revolution. They're still on it, trying to turn it into the attack. Cheeky little back heel, turned over by the Reds. Revolution do still control. Now across to the nearest sideline. Midfielder looking for a play. Toby Howell can't quite get a boot to it. Challenging in. Manny Loro controls, and he's going to escort the ball out of play. Nathan Silveri getting his first action in goal. He came in at the top of the second half, replacing Tony Balleri. Nate getting his first action here at home in front of the Reds supporters. Had a clean sheet, the only clean sheet for the Reds so far this season against New York Athletic Club, as he plays a short ball to the near sideline. Excellent challenge by the 11. Slide tackle out of danger by Manny Loro. Reds on the attack. Good ball up. Gift. 1v1. Finds Max Colombo. Colombo 1v1. Can't quite get a good boot to it. Ball still not out of danger. Revolution do clear. Red still on the ball now. Excuse me. Colombo turns and fires. And a Revolution keeper turns it aside. Ball played quickly out off the hand to the nearest sideline. Give Colombo on the ball for the Reds. He's looking for a target. Plays it to his brother on the near sideline. Maxwell 1v1. Excuse me, 1v2 now. Dispossessed. Ball is escorted out of play.
Are you kidding me? That's Red's ball. That's Red's.
It absolutely should have been.
I don't know what game you're watching, referee, but the one I'm watching, that's Red's ball.
In the world of stand-up comedy, that would be a hack bit, sir.
That's the point.
What game are you watching? Is the I don't come to your job and knock the broom out of your hand of stand-up comedy? Hard challenge. It's going to be the Revs ball again. Revs are looking to restart quickly. Now they're going to take their time and set something up.
Reds looking relatively unimpressive in the second half, to be honest with you. And hopefully I'm not going to eat my words as I say that. But, again, Reds are very much holding their own in this match against this U23 Revolution team.
Well, it looks like the Revolution are just really playing for the ties. Now they're 13 on the ball. Little give and go. Excellent opportunity for the Revolution. Ball in. Cleared out of danger by Kamunga Nama, saving the day.
Number 13 clearly upset that he couldn't get that cross in to get something to connect, to get a goal there and bring that Revolution team up by 1.
Just as I say, it looks like the Revs are just playing for the tie. They get an excellent scoring opportunity, and they're still on the ball with the set piece. They'll have the corner kick off this near sideline.
Let's see how Nathan commands the defense here on this set piece. Interesting to see we have one of the shortest guys on the field in Starvos on the near post here.
Ball not out of danger yet. Skied over the goalpost. Dangerous play. No trouble for the Reds.
Reds lucky to get out of that one unscathed there.
You are our own worst critic.
Maybe it's because I like the team too much. Not the first time I've been told that I'm the worst critic of the team, but, you know, so many when they're going back to watch the match, I'm hoping that they're listening to my criticism and taking it as constructive criticism, not as just harsh criticism. I'm trying to be constructive to point out to you guys where you may not see that you got to be a little bit better on the field. That's an easy set piece that they had right there. You need to defend against it. You know, I get this as a friendly, but in a game that matters, that's an easy goal, and that puts you down by another one.
Ball cleared off Murad Guervin's backside now. A challenge. Stavros, Maxwell, Colombo. Colombo with a scoring opportunity. Shoots and scores! Maxwell Colombo with the goal. And the handspring, Ozzie Smith, wizard style. Rhode Island Reds go up 2-1 with 15 minutes to play.
Did I just see that big man do that?
Maxwell Colombo with the somersault into the handspring. The Irish judge gives him an 8.5, but will turn it into a 10 for the goal. Assisted by number
gives him a 10.
Assisted by number 11, Stavros Zarakostas.
What a wonderful, wonderful play by the Reds there. Stavros just bringing that ball downfield, and Maxwell going along with him the whole time to create that scoring chance. Wonderful, wonderful play by the Reds there to go up 2-1 over this U23 team.
Rev send the seeking ball in. Turned aside by Manny Loro. Rev still on the ball. They're 13, going 1v1. A lot of footwork, not a lot of ball movement, and
it's a questionable call there. He tripped over it.
He tripped over the lines on the field. There was no contact there at all.
Time of the goal, 75th minute.
No card given, fortunately.
No card deserved. You know, when the referee watches a replay, and I hope he does, because the refs should watch their games back so that they can criticize themselves and become better officials, he'll see that there was absolutely zero contact against the Revs number 13. He just got too fancy and tripped on his own shoelace on that one.
You know, and sometimes it's the sideline judge needs to come over and actually make that call, because he might have a better view of it than the...
I don't understand why the card's being pulled out here. That's ridiculous. You know, fortunately, this is a friendly, and that won't affect anyone's
Looks like the
ability.
yellow was assessed to Cam there. Very interesting to see that any sort of foul or
I don't understand that
yellow
one at all.
was addressed here.
No video replay available to us. But that's going to give the Revs an excellent scoring opportunity here, down 2-1 late in the second half.
I am being notified that the broadcasting system we are using does have video replay we could possibly do. Not sure that the
Well, I don't see a TV
fourth
official.
official is or we're gonna get a fifth official over here
No.
and get a little VAR action going, but
Nobody's drawing the square on the field right now, Mike.
to the biased commentators in the booth, no foul.
I mean, it's not even about a bias. It was clear that they're 13, and again, I feel silly just calling these players by their numbers, but we weren't supplied with rosters by the Revolution. Ball in directly into our four-man wall, and that's going to go out of play. Revolution still with an opportunity here that's going to set up a set piece from the corner.
Reds have to be prepared to know that this Revolution team is going to fight back as hard as they can to bring this one even.
They do not want to go back to Foxborough with a loss. That's going to be...
You know, the Kraft family's not going to be too happy about that.
I'm not sure the Kraft family is going to know about it, but somebody in the Revolution staff is going to be aware.
Looking for
Excellent deke there. Played up to Stavros. Stavros plays it off the Revolution. It's absolute garbage. That got played off the 11. I don't know what these officials are watching. It was clear as day that Stavros played that right off their 11 and out of play.
Stavros trying to correct the sideline judge there.
And I know in the soccer that I've watched, I've seen many occasions when players have changed the mind of the official. That works.
Never.
Probably
0.
30% of the time it works every time.
60% of the time it works every time.
Nate Silveri again getting his first action here in front of the hometown Reds crowd. He sends a ball high.
Tyler
Oh,
Super is
play
the
on.
target for that one, getting pushed in the back.
No, this is just a case of the referee being sold. The 13, his feet are a little quicker than his brain. I'm not calling him stupid. I'm just saying he's a little too quick for himself out there. He's tripped over himself twice, and he's drawn two fouls against the Reds in very rapid succession. Little push there by the number 11 from the Revs. He's getting a little handsy, and a yellow card assessed. I don't know what these referees are doing.
Not sure who that yellow card was assessed to.
I think it was to.
Looks like it was assessed to Gift Colombo. This number 11 needs to be brought under control immediately, and the refs need to do something about how comfortable he is pushing our players around. Hopefully the sideline official's going in to talk to the referee about it right now.
Looks like the ref is trying to draw the players back.
Nate's so very direct in traffic off the goal line. Happy with the three-man wall set up in front of him. Free kick goes up. So very handles it with ease. He's looking to get a restart quickly. No, he'll settle it down.
Nathan's type of player is going to calm things down and move that ball out smartly, not try to really force the play here. We're not seeing late decision by the sideline judge there. It looks like he was sleeping or convinced by the.
I saw the middle official call that one. Looks like he's calling for some subs in from the Revs.
Not sure why the sideline judge doesn't have his flag up right away there. He's standing right next to the ball. Just
maybe he was on a water break.
Maybe.
Austin Lynn looking to get a restart as soon as the official gives him the thumbs up. We're in the final 10 minutes of play here from Joseph Paulson Stadium. The Rhode Island Reds have one game left. That's going to be next Saturday, July 7th, right here against your defending NPSL League champions, Elm City Express.
Quick note substitution for the Reds. Maxwell Colombo's coming off for Brees Dogby.
Toby Howell plays it up.
Toby trying to force that ball over to Brian Bustamante. Unfortunately, the Revolution are going to get in there and get a foot to it and knock it out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be a Reds throw here.
Bustamante on the ball. He's looking to play it downfield. Stavros, high over his head, seeking ball to Fabrice. Goes out of play.
About 8 minutes left here. Let's be interested to see how this Revs U23 team responds, and let's hope that this Reds team can get away with the victory and hold on to it here.
Stavros dispossessed. Manny Lauro defending difficultly against the Revs number 9. Ball played in to Nate Silveri. He'll settle it and look to restart. Challenge.
For the whistle. Nate's going to get rid of that ball. Ball as the Revolution come up and press it. Nobody
home. Reds with an opportunity. Gift kicks it just wide. Second fantastic scoring opportunity by Gift Colombo in his Rhode Island Reds debut. That's going to be a player to watch going into the 2019 season for sure.
Revolution with an absolute mental collapse there. As nobody comes up to play a header on the ball, and Fabrice gets up, heads it over, and gives that opportunity to Gift.
Tyler Super trying to settle the ball in, challenged hard by the Revs.
Gets the foul.
Gets the foul, no card. I guess he should have tripped over his own feet if he wanted to pull a card out.
Looks like the Reds players are in a disagreement. Looks like the whistle might have came a little bit late from the referee there.
Come on, dude.
Looks like this Revolution team is being coached by the Italian dive squad, because they're trying to buy calls all over this pitch.
It's funny to see this Revolution team right here. They put a player close to the ball, Toby goes to kick it. He gets a foot in front of it. They reset the kick. Now, on the other side of it, the Reds are doing the same thing. Maxwell's playing close to the ball, and they're
pushing him
complaining, pushing him out of the way, left and right. But
I think
not calling the pot black, kettle calling the pot black here, but I'm just saying.
I think it goes to speak to the mentality of the Revolution. I think they're angry. They're put off. I believe that they came in here feeling like this should have been a walkover game for them. The Reds have handed them their lunch all day long. Fabrice with the header in, difficult challenge there. Played off the outside of the goal. The Reds have absolutely played stand-up soccer all day long, and the result so far has bared that out. Revolution with a restart off the goal kick. Everybody whiffs.
Another sloppy first ball there.
Come on, to Fabrice. Fabrice challenged hard. I didn't hear a whistle, but play has stopped. Not sure if we're going to go with the foul or the throw-in, though.
So another sloppy play by the Revolution there. Ball gets kicked by the goalkeeper, and nobody's there to greet that ball at all. They have to be more intelligent. They have to win these first balls if they want to try to get back into the
I just want to point out that the games that Stavros is playing with the ball over there just to twist the needle on the Revolution defenders back there. Toby Howell will be on a restart. Fabrice on a run, and another opportunity by Gift Colombo, the third scoring opportunity in the second half for Gift.
Great play there by the Reds drawn up there. Revolution leaving Gift wide open. It's unfortunate. It looked like there might have been an offside call there that he didn't bury that one in the back of the net.
Gift challenging the ball. I don't know what that offside calls for. He was ahead of two men. That's
looks like they're.
Minor league. They're
minor league soccer.
Minor league officiating.
No, minor league soccer, youth league refs.
There you go.
Instead of the traditional major league soccer, minor league refs.
13 again on the ball. Dispossessed by Stavros, goes out of play. Throw in to the Revolution. Long throw in. Targeted the 12, but that's played out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick to the Reds. The Revolution are absolutely playing frustrating. I think it's bearing out with the way they're interacting with, not just their number 9 pulling at Toby Howell, but the way they're chirping at the referee. They're being outplayed by a team that they think they're better than, and it's leading to a lot of frustration from those kids wearing the blue jerseys.
It's very interesting to see. A team that should be very disciplined and should be coming in here, given a very, very contested match, a very hard-fought match to this Reds team, is quickly losing their composure.
Stavros with a hard slide tackle in.
Didn't even touch him. Didn't even touch him. 13, is
that's a third whistle he's drawn. Fabrice all by himself. If he can control and get the run, dispossessed by a hard charge in 16 for the Revs.
Great clearance by Austin Lynn to get that ball.
Fantastic targeting as well. That almost found Fabrice on the stride, and if that ball had been placed just a little bit better, it would have found Fabrice on the full run and would have been an opportunity. Instead, Stavros with the throw in.
You can't really blame Austin for that
no,
type of thing.
It was a fantastic.
Fantastic clearance. It just happened to fall at the feet of Fabrice.
Revs defense escort the ball out of play. It's going to be a restart to the Revs goalkeeper. I think as long as this scoreline holds, as long as the result stays as Tyler sends the ball up, challenge. Murat Guervin's pushed. He's not happy about it.
Absolutely no whistle there, no foul. Surprising there from the ref.
And that's
he puts
13.
his whistle in the mouth and makes it look like he wants to make a call and doesn't do anything. I'm not sure. Again, I hate to do this joke, but I'm not sure what match he's watching. But the one I'm watching, that should have been a yellow card.
Absolutely.
Hands out, shoves the player, and it's a play on.
Give and go. Now the Reds on the ball. Toby Howell seeking a man on the far sideline. Give Colombo making a run.
Fabrice is on the ball.
Fabrice with a shot wide of target. I'll tell you what, though. The refereeing aside, this Red squad has to be absolutely full of pride and energy going into the final week of the NPSL season. Fantastic. Here we go. Well, we're pulling out a red, and that should be to the 13. Yeah.
Oh, they're both getting reds.
You know, if the referee had controlled the Revolution number 13.
Don't take your shirt off, please.
You know,
If the referee had gotten that player, the number 13, under control earlier, then we wouldn't have seen the result that just happened. When the referee lets players on one side play hard and not the other side,
now this red
gets
card
chippy.
will have this red card, I believe, will have no effect on. Yes, this red card has no effect on our match versus Elm City.
So we are in the 90th minute.
Both teams with 10 men.
And Rhode Island's number 21, Vera Grivens. By ruling, both players have been ejected.
Shot no good. Just goes wide. And as we close in on the end of regulation here, the Rhode Island Reds, I absolutely believe, are going to be full of confidence going into next weekend's tilt against Elm City Express and the eventual NPSL postseason. Fantastic result here. We are
to see how much extra time the ref's going to add, seeing as this is a friendly.
You know, there wasn't a whole lot at the end of the first half. I would expect that would lead me to believe that we won't see a whole lot of time here added on.
True.
But particularly with the way the game's gotten just out of hand by the referees. Ball does go out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover to the Reds. Throw in far sideline.
Tony Valeri with the call on that one.
I mean, if the sideline officials aren't going to do it.
I know, and I mean, he's dressed very much like the sideline official.
Sure, just throw a pair of black shorts on. He could be out there throwing flags. The Revs got to step on the gas if they're going to pull out a draw here against the Reds in this friendly competition. They will have an opportunity to restart with the throw-in on the sideline.
By our clock, it looks like we're hitting at least 1 minute of extra time added on here.
Kamunga with the challenge into the back. Can't get a hand on the ball. Can't get a head to the ball. Nathan Silveri comes out, challenge. He handles it. Played to the near sideline. Austin Lind on the ball. Looking to turn it upfield. Little 1v1 game. Seeking gift Colombo. Intercepted by the Revolution. Revolution turn it aside. They're going to look to restart. Trying to put something together. Long seeking ball to their forwards.
Referee checking his watch to see how much time is left. Again, we unfortunately have no way of fully knowing, as it looks like we're entering into the 2nd minute of extra time.
Also with the seeking ball. Give Colombo with his 4th opportunity, but the flag's up again.
You can imagine the whistle's going to be getting blown soon on this one.
Sure, why not? They've been blowing the game all night.
Phrasing.
Sorry. Ball into the box. That's going to be cleared out by the Reds. Poor clearance. That's going to give the Revolution a dangerous throw-in.
Looks like this might be the Revolution's last chance to get the draw on this one, as you're seeing the...
Seeking ball outside the box, headed away by Fabrice Dogby. Still controlled by the Revolution on the far sideline. Low ball in, nobody home. Reds looking to... and that is the ball
That's going to do it.
And how about that? Here in our first of 2 friendlies for the Rhode Island Reds in the 2018 season, going into the final week of our regular season. The Reds with a 2-1 result over a very talented New England Revolution U23 side.
Can only be happy and excited for the Reds by this one, as they pull off the win.
You know, this side's going to be absolutely full of piss and vinegar going into the playoffs. The road will go through Long Island University, Brooklyn, and the New York Cosmos B team. But I'll tell you what, if we can get there, it's going to be a fun one to watch, Michael.
It's going to be a very exciting one to watch. Reds still have to get through Elm City. Right now, it's all tied up with them. Both those teams are looking for a win come next Saturday to do everything they can to secure their spot to the playoffs, which will, at that time, leave it to what happens to the rest of the league. But absolute wonderful win here for the Reds. And
we're going to be the only two listening to this part of the broadcast. But if you're still hanging around, Mike, I'm going to cut you off and we're going to wrap it up. Check us out online, riredsfc.com. Find us on your favorite social media platform by searching for riredsfc. Keep up to date on that result. Come on out. Watch us play Elm City Express next Saturday, July 7th, 2018. It's going to be our regular season finale. And if everything goes our way, we're headed to the playoffs, baby.
Yes, we are.
Mike, I'll see you there, buddy.
See you there.